Surah Al-Duha. Learning objectives. Assalamu alaikum, how are you, my friends? Surah Al-Duha, chapter 93 of the Quran, is a short but profoundly comforting and inspiring chapter. It was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, during a time of distress and uncertainty. This surah contains several key teachings and messages of hope, reassurance, and guidance. Let's begin. Let's start with the meanings of every verse of Surah Al-Duha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. By the morning sunlight, and the night when it falls still. Surah Al-Duha. In those two verses, Allah the Almighty swears by the time of the morning sunlight, Al-Duha, and the time of the night, signifying that, just as the night's darkness is followed by the bright morning, periods of difficulty are followed by ease and relief. This serves as a reminder of hope and that hard times are temporary. This vow shall not be made by anyone except Allah the Almighty, because He is the one who created the morning sunlight and the night, and He created everything. For us, we only swear by Allah the Almighty, because He created us and shaped us. Let's move to the next verses. Your Lord, O Prophet, has not abandoned you, nor has He become hateful of you, and the next life is certainly far better for you than this one. And surely your Lord will give you so much to you that you will be pleased. These verses state that Allah the Almighty did not abandon Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as he was calling people to worship Allah the Almighty. The verses also state that Allah will grant the Prophet so many blessings and will treat him with generosity in this life and the afterlife. The verses continue. Did He not find you as an orphan, then shelter you? Did He not find you unguided, then guided you? And did He not find you needy, then satisfy your needs? In these verses, Allah the Almighty enumerates some of His blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Allah the Almighty guided him to the path of faith. Additionally, Allah the Almighty covered all his needs after he was in need. Although these verses are addressed to the Prophet, these verses are applicable to all Muslim believers at all times. Allah Almighty is always there for the believers at times of ease or difficulty. The verses continue, so do not oppress the orphan, nor repulse the beggar, and proclaim the blessings of your Lord. In these verses, Allah the Almighty orders Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to treat orphans well, and the needy who asks for money, and He ordered him to thank Allah the Almighty for His blessings, secretly and openly. Here are some additional key learnings from this surah. Allah Almighty reassures the Prophet that He has not forsaken him. This is a message of continuous divine support and care, reminding believers that they are never alone or abandoned by Allah Almighty. The surah reminds the Prophet of his past blessings, how Allah found him orphaned and gave him refuge, found him unaware and guided him, and found him in need and made him self-sufficient. This encourages believers to reflect on and be grateful for the blessings in their own lives. The surah also teaches all Muslims the importance of compassion and kindness towards the orphans and poor. The final verses encourage the Prophet and believers to talk about the blessings of Allah Almighty. The surah implicitly suggests that the experience of hardships is important in spiritual growth and development, a lesson that believers can apply in their own lives. This surah is often recited for comfort and reassurance in times of anxiety or distress, reminding believers of Allah's mercy and compassion. Now, my friends, let's learn some new meanings. The morning sunlight, which is Al-Duha, is the time that comes a little after the sunrise. The meaning of the night when it falls still is the complete darkness of the night. The meaning of has not abandoned you has not left you. And the phrase, nor has he become hateful of you, means, nor is he displeased with you. An orphan is someone whose parents died. A beggar is someone who doesn't have money and asks people for it. Today we learn from Surah Al-Duha that Allah the Almighty did not leave His messenger, peace be upon him, nor did He abandon him. He guided him to faith, provided those who took care of him in his childhood, and gave him what he needed to live a good life. Allah will do the same to His believers. We also learn that in Surah Al-Duha, Allah the Almighty ordered His Prophet and the believers to treat beggars and orphans well and thank Allah Almighty for His blessings secretly and openly. With this, our lesson has ended, my friends. See you soon.